Hello friends, and welcome to the reveal video for Winter Story. So I'm very excited to share this with you guys. I'm just going to kind of go over everything that I have. I only brought the premium mat, but you know it's available in washi as well. But I only brought that one over here because it's easier than trying to put it behind a piece of paper. You know the whole deal. So I brought the premium mat version. There are some washi pages in here, just like always. And there's a premium mat page in the washi version, which I'll point out when we get to. But like the theme behind this is pretty obvious. So during the winter time, fall, Christmas, whatever, we do, at least I know I do a lot more journaling. I do a lot more daily journaling, family events, memories, Christmas, holidays, Thanksgiving, all of that stuff. And so when I was Christopher and I were kind of going over what we thought our themes were going to be, you know, his first idea was, let's do Christmas. And I said, you know what? Christmas is going to be everywhere. Everybody's doing Christmas. How about if we try something different? And then he thought, well, what if we do something that has to do with winter, has some kind of holiday elements in it, but is like for you guys, for your planners and journals and stuff, because he really doesn't. He doesn't have any, but he's getting the idea because he sees me using them all the time. And so this was what we came up with, which is basically, it's called Winter Story because everybody has a story to tell. And during the winter, we have so many fun things to journal about and talk about with family and kids and get-togethers. And so this is, you're going to see a whole lot of books, a whole lot of journaling, some coffee, because you know it's me. There has to be some coffee pretty much everywhere. And then you're also going to see some hints of like holiday kind of stuff where you can kind of see some holiday colors making their way in, but not overtly holiday. You're not going to see Christmas trees and things like that. So this isn't necessarily a Christmas kit, but I thought this was perfect for all of us, me, you, anybody who's interested in this type of artwork and this type of kits for journaling and planning, or if you're doing a daily December, any of those things. I thought this would be perfect for us because we're going to have Christmas kits come in all year long. For like starting this month, I guarantee you're probably going to get a ton of Christmas kits from everybody else. And I wanted to do something a little bit different. So anyway, Winter Story, this is vellum number 1. So we did the experiment to see if we could do a vertical and a horizontal. And I love this so much. This is literally my favorite one ever made right here. This is most definitely going to be covering my B6, my new B6 that's coming. I'm super excited about this one, but there's a whole lot of layering in here. I put windows on either side of this gorgeous fireplace, put the girl in front, got all of like the little floral elements, and then the overlays with like, there's Jingle Bells is over here. You've got some postmarks and Santa Claus is coming to town on this side in a script, and then this one is in, you'll be able to see it a lot better when you actually get it in your hands, but this one is a type font, this one is a script font, but there's like a lot of little details in here that you might not notice unless I actually point them out, so I'm going to point them out to you. But that is this one, which is the long ways one. So you could probably, for me, what I'm going to end up doing is, because it's me and I can do more than one, I'm probably just going to pick the part that I like the most and front and back it. Because she is kind of in the middle, I just couldn't help it. That scene was just too perfect with having the fireplace and the windows behind her, and she just didn't look good anywhere else that I put her in the middle. So I don't know. She may end up on an A5 because then I can use more of the page. We'll see. We'll see when I actually get to use this page, but this is a long way away, and this video is going to get really long if I just keep jabbering. So let's move on to this one. So here we've got the girl in the cabin, and again, with bringing in holiday elements, but not necessarily Christmas, lots of overlays, just like this one. I used the same overlays on both so that they would match each other. And then I chose this girl right here, and she's all dressed nice and warm with a little bit of snow on her as kind of like your foreground, with her book in her hands, the sort of little journal, and then the roaring fire and the candles. I just thought it was really pretty. And it almost looks kind of fall into winter, you know, that like time where it's starting to get really crisp and cold, like Halloween or whatever, where you might see snow in some places. We've had snow here on Halloween before, but still have those beautiful colors in the background. I just thought this was perfect for using as a vellum. So there's number 2. I'll leave those off to the side. And then your soft touch cards this month is See how I tried to keep those, still got some of those fall colors in there, but also you've got those beautiful, warm, rich winter burgundy tones and the greens. I really wanted this kit to be pretty diverse in the color palette so that you have lots of time to use it. So if you want to use this one in October because you're not doing Halloween or you weren't able to get the last one and you want to do something like this, you can use it in November, whatever. December's kit is going to be amazing, but it is not, again, not Christmas. It is, if you've seen the sneaks, that one is definitely going to go up there in probably my #1 spot, but this one is just absolutely adorable. So soft touch cards on this side. Then this side, you've got the month of November, and then you've got all of the little details about where to find me. So there's those. And those are perfect for tucking into little pockets. So if you happen to have a planner that has pockets in it, these are perfect for tucking into little pockets. And if you have like the see-through ones where they're clear and you can just tuck it in, then you can see both sides. So you can still use the calendar. And I use the dot markers on these calendars. Here's one right here. I keep it pretty close by, but this is a Maru marker, and it is just a dot marker. And I use it to highlight certain days that I want, and then I stick it in my planner so that I have like paydays are highlighted and appointments are highlighted, so I can just flip it over and be like, oh, I'm busy that day. But not actually any information because there's not enough for that. But that's what I use those for, and they decorate the pockets. So there's that. This month's this month's vinyl sticker is this beautiful window scene. I couldn't not do it. So you've got the script overlay over the top. This is like this window seat in front of this gorgeous view out there with a little bit of the greenery around the window. And then you've got like all this little pile of books and candles right here. It just seemed like the dreamiest place. And of course, your cup of coffee right there. It seemed like a dreamy place to just sit and write down your thoughts. And I thought it would be a perfect vinyl sticker for you guys to add to your collection. So there's that one. Then I liked last month's so much that I made another one for November. So I just think these are fun monthly headers. So this one is like a bunch of tags with November over it. And then this one is an open book with November over it. But I thought those were super. These are Kiss Cut. I thought they were super cool for using as your headers. And then we will get into the good stuff, which is the kit. So the opener is this beautiful girl, which you've probably seen her all over. I've used this particular image all over. It is not the same. It's not the same girl. This is a different image completely, but she's got her coffee and her books. And I thought this was a perfect big image for you to do like an opening page to the month, whichever month that you're going to be using it for. For me, it's going to be for November, which is technically what, if you see anything in here, like the functional page is going to be for November, but again, you can use this anytime you want to. You don't have to. There's very little in here that says that has to be used in November. So we've got our big page. Then we have all of our collage elements here. So we got this little girl down here reading, and she's in front of that window scene again, but I've stacked a whole lot of things in that one. Then your stamps, this one is, in order to fit them on the page together, I had to turn them to the side, but these are kind of like your longer stamps. This is, look at how cute, you'll see her bigger. I used her someplace else because I thought this just didn't do a justice enough to this front porch scene where she's got her big old boots and her lantern and she's reading in the rocking chair. And then you've got your big scene right here with all of your little elements around it. So that is the collage page. Then this one is where I started trying to incorporate more florals into different pages so that you would have a lot more florals, because I feel like one page just isn't enough. I know when I'm doing my spreads, I'm like, and I'm getting kits because you guys know I subscribe to a lot of other companies' kits and I use them religiously, like Graceful Muse and whatever. And I always feel like I run out of flowers, especially corner pieces. I always feel like they just never have enough because I will make these last for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I am trying to incorporate more floral elements and more smaller things so that you can kind of stack and do better groupings. So you've got a couple of those. You've got this really cute boy who is, it looks like I had to put him on here and I wanted to make him big enough so you could see his expression, but doesn't he look like he's like either in the best book ever and he's just one of those parts in the book where he's just like, oh my gosh, or he's reading his sister's diary, one or the other. And then again, lots of coffee elements, lots of book elements in here. This one is your full washi. Sorry, I can't even think straight right now. Let me get one out for these pages. So this one is the winter scene with, you've got the trees and the overlay and the books and the lantern. And so I thought this was a really pretty full page. You can rip it, you can cut it, you can use it as a whole sheet, you can do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do with this page, but that's why it's on washi, even for the kits that are premium matte, is so that you have the opportunity to do whatever you want to do with this without a whole lot of fuss. So there's that one. Then we have your half box page. So these are, if you call this one the full box, the full page, this is the half page ones. So I thought this was super fun. Every single one of these scenes that we created like, we had to think of ideas of, if I wanted a reading nook, what would it look like? And I love trees, obviously, where I live. I'm surrounded by them, even if sometimes they irritate me because they drop all their droppings everywhere and I have to clean them up. But I love trees. And so I thought, how fun would it be to have like a tree house book corner, like book nook? And so that's what we created here. And then we've got this really cute cabin with books and coffees all over the place. So it's just like a fun outdoor scene. Then this is another one that is washi, again, for the same reasons, is because I want you to be able to do whatever you want with it. So you can either cut each, so it is cut around the entire outside of this. I'll show you like this, the whole outside of it is cut. But on the inside, you have the opportunity to either cut them down and use them as individual boxes, like if you were going to do like something like a standard vertical or a weekly or something like that, or you wanted to put them in your horizontal planner for just to mark certain days, you can cut them down and use them that way because they are perfectly, rectangular. Or you can cut it in half and use it as a sidebar. So you have all your scenes down the side, or you can rip it if you want to just have like ripped scenes on your whatever. Again, that is why it's on washi paper, and I love that. That is also, side note, that is my favorite page in the entire kit. I love, love, love this particular page and how many things I can do with it, which is why it's staying. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't really think that page is all that great, so I'll change it up. But certain pages in here are probably never going to go away, and that's one of them. And then this one is another one because I love the layering elements of these paint swatches and having just enough deco on them to make them be able to stand alone if you want to put a quote box or something like that over it. Or if you want to write on these with like a darker pen, you could do that as well. This is matte, so you can write on it with any pen basically, and it's going to work just fine. But yeah, but still have some decoration to it, so you don't have to layer it if you don't want to. Then this page has, these are strips and they're different sizes. So there's some skinnier ones and some fatter ones. And these were just things that I thought would be kind of fun to use in smaller planners. So if you have personal planners, if you have an A6, if you have a weeks and you just want a little bit of washi to go somewhere, you can just put down just little strips wherever you need them. Some smaller deco, tried to add in some smaller pieces. Look at that girl. How stinking cute is she with her furry slippers on, and she's just kind of messing around with her little journal here. And then another one of the scenes. This is a living room scene, and then I put the florals around the outside, and then here's like a little baking scene. And then you have this one, which is the functionals, which I was talking about. Your only things that you're going to see: November at the top, which isn't kiss cut, so it doesn't matter. Hello November, chapter 11, and Thanksgiving are really the only things in this kit that are going to be like, and this, that say November. So does not have to be used in November, but it was my intention when I made it for you to use it in November. This is your smaller deco page and some of these smaller paint strips that I use these as headers, and I put my to-dos, importance, appointments, things like that in here. And then you've got some smaller deco, and then these can all fit, not perfectly, because I don't measure them out that way, but they are small enough to use like in an A6 or a week's planner or something like that. So that is the purpose of this page, and people seem to really like it. I was going to change it to something else, and I got some feedback saying just don't change this page because they use it quite a bit. So I will keep it. And then this is your actual floral page, which again, you've got 4 corners here. You've got some smaller pieces. You've got some of these like really fun little extras with florals in them that you can use as layering elements. You got some buttons in here and pine cones and all kinds of goodies. So lots of stuff there. This is the 3 scenes page, which I thought this one was super fun. So I brought it in and did a close up of this one because it looks like a scrapbook. And if there's any time of year that I'm going to make scrapbook pages or daily pages, it's going to be during Christmas time. That's usually Christmas and Thanksgiving, when we have all the kids together, is usually when I put together pages like this with pictures that I've taken. So I just thought it was really fun to add that in. Again, a little scene where you can just be sitting like with your bestie or whatever, and you're doing your planner, and then this kid looking out the window with his book and his coffee. This page was a request that everybody seems to really like, so I'm going to keep doing it. And these are full strips. So these are great to use as page edgers, to use as your note sections, to do your sidebars. And I try to pick scenes that I think are just going to really stand out and give you a good representation of the artwork, so that if you do use any other artwork on the page that you're using these on, everything is cohesive. So I think these are the best ones I've done so far. I've only done this for 2 months, but I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty proud of this one. I think this one is so pretty. And yeah, I'm really excited to use that. That should be the last washi. Yeah, that's the last washi page. Then we've got some bigger things. I thought these were fun, like for edging, doing, even if you were to like plop that right on top of that, you've got a scene with like something around the outside, the backside right here, but you've got that window scene again, but larger, which is this without all the extra overlays. So in case you don't want that, like if you like that scene, but you're like, I don't want all those extra overlays, now you have it right there. And then there's a couple of fun little extra side pieces. And then here are another one of the stamps. This is my favorite stamp. And then some of the characters from the book. You've seen them before in here, but this is just them in different poses doing different things. This is the page that's going to be the same in both washi and premium matte, because this is your quotes or your, I don't know, it's not necessarily quotes because they're pretty small, but your little words that you can put, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, sweater weather, sparkle like frost on a window, that you can kind of use. If you've seen any of my plan with me's or any of my flip throughs, then I use these religiously. And so I added them in every month because I thought you guys would really like them, and it seems like you do. So I will continue to do it. But the reason why it's on premium matte is because on washi paper, this is really hard to see when you layer it over other pieces, which is generally how most people use it, is by layering it. So I thought it was probably better to always have it on the premium matte. So even if you get a washi, it's not a mistake. It is supposed to be on premium matte. And then these are deco pieces that are, look at him, he kind of reminds me of Santa. But it's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be a choir, and it's he's part of that whole thing. But anyway, this is some deco that's on here just to kind of bring you a little bit more. Then you have this page with another one of those tall scenes, the half moon florals, a notebook, some more floral stuff, big books, and this girl. Then you've got your strips. And I saw in my Facebook group that somebody was asking about what you can use these for. So these strips are a couple different sizes. So you've got some skinnier ones on this side, and then you've got some fatter ones on this side. So the way I use the strips, and the way I've heard some of the other people in the Facebook group say that they use these strips, is to divide a page off, to highlight certain areas, to denote time strips, like if you're doing any time blocking. One of my PR girls used it to frame her page, and I thought that looked absolutely amazing. So there's like a lot of different things that you can do with this. Use your imagination, and I think that they're really fun and a good addition to pretty much anything. I'm actually a little bit sad when I get kits from other places that don't have these, because I do very, very, very religiously. If I had my planner close by, I'd show you, but I cut my daily pages in half. The top half of my daily pages in my everyday carry journal is all of my to-dos that need to be done today, and then the bottom half is where I actually journal out the day. That's where I sit down at night and I journal out anything that happened during the day that I think I need to put in my journal, even if it's me just complaining. So I have these. Every single page is split down the middle, and if I don't have these, I will split it with a highlighter or some type of pen or washi tape if I have any that matches that I actually really like. I will split the page in half with that, but I love it when kits come with this already in it, so I don't have to try to figure it out. But if they don't, and if you don't like this one because you don't like the colors or you don't think they go very well, you can also turn this into strips as well. And then you would have something a little bit softer and more muted to go with your kit. So you can also do the same thing with that. And then the last page in this is a monthly kit. Again, only one place where it says November on this one, but you've got some washi right here that you can use if you're like a traditional 7x9 planner. You can put some washi down at the bottom. You've got a couple of deco pieces. I've got another stamp here, some more things. You've got your 1 to 31 numbers. If it is undated, this is perfect for that. Important next week, some of your scripts that seem to be more monthly associated, and then of course the month of November. So that is everything. And I know I've been blathering on quite a bit, but I wanted to make sure that you guys got a good look at this kit. This is the format. I don't plan on changing it. And next month's theme, the next month after this one comes out, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I'm really excited about that one as well. So little couple housekeeping notes. If you're still here, I really, really appreciate you being here. Again, if you like this kind of stuff, if you like these videos, if you like the reveal videos, you like the artwork that you see, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to recommend it to your friends who you think might like something like this. But as a side note, talking about that, I would really, really appreciate anybody that is already subscribed. If you're planning on taking a break for a little while, if you could do it earlier rather than later in the month, it would make it easier for me to open up more spots because we are almost at capacity. I do not have very many spaces available to allow new people in to pick up the artwork. So if it is something that you're planning on taking a break from, if you could try to take your break before, obviously you have to do it before the 1st because that's when everything goes through and then you're getting your kit. But if you are planning on taking a break, try to do it as close to when this goes live on the 23rd as you can, just so that I have more spots to open up for other people, because I've been getting a lot of questions about people asking, and when it sells out every single month, a lot of people are kind of bummed out that they're not able to get it. I was able to open up some spots this month, but there's not a lot, because I'm just one person and I feel like I'm not doing as good a job as I should be with the rest of the shop. And I'm messing up orders, and the postal system is a disaster with me. Things just aren't because I'm spending too much time preparing the subs and cutting because I don't have my helper anymore, that I really do have to put a firm, hard limit on the number of subscriptions that I can offer to people. So I do have a couple of spots opening up for this one, but not very many. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I hope you love this artwork. Leave me some comments. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. Bye.